right, Tom, it's drama in D.C. Lord, 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 Tom. The Republicans are fighting each other because we got Trump care, Ryan care. They can't stand Obamacare. Now they sitting there trying to cut health care. Broke white people are losing their mind in West Virginia, in Ohio. They on TV crying left and right. And I'm going, hashtag, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. And so now the conservatives, the right wing and the Congress, they're saying flat out, look, we do not like this new bill. Now Donald Trump saying, I got to negotiate with all these crazy people. And so what is going to happen, joining us right now, is a new member, Tom, of the Congressional Black Caucus from Florida. She used to be a cop. Now she put that gun up. Now she's in Congress. Val Demings, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Still need it.
Well, we won't talk about that, but I'm doing well.
So you're watching this. You're new from Florida. Affordable Care Act is critical. And now you got all these old folks in Florida who voted for Trump, a lot of older white folks. Now they freaking out because this health care plan that they're proposing is going to hurt them the most.
Well, you know, it's interesting that, remember, the Republicans voted over 50 times before I got here to repeal Obamacare. It never happened. And now they put forth a plan. I don't know whether it's Trump plan or Ryan plan. I think if it had been a good thing, it would have been Trump plan, but now it's suddenly the Ryan plan. But we know that over 24 million people would lose coverage. Millions of jobs would be lost. It would particularly hurt the people in Florida, as you've already mentioned. And Republicans are divided, and as you said, it's chaos on the Republican side of the aisle right now. This plan is not a good thing.
Dr. Robin Armstrong, Tom, joins us right now, former vice chair of the Texas Republican Party, also a doctor. All right, Dr. Armstrong, can you defend this plan for your party? You a brother?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that everyone was expecting this CBO report that came out here recently. And I know that Paul Ryan had spoken about it a week ago, that he was expecting this report. And I'll tell you what we find is that when people have an opportunity to choose the plan that they want, then many of them are going to opt out of an ineffective plan. You know, I believe that unfortunately through Obamacare, people have been inadequately covered. And I think that's the reason we're talking about this right now.
But Robin, Dr. Robin, I'm going to ask you again. This plan, premiums will go up 15 to 20%. They estimate 24 million people will be uninsured. Older Americans will be forced off of this plan because they'll be banking on younger people. The most people will be impacted are the people who voted for Trump: Ohio, West Virginia, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas. And so you're going to have a whole bunch of mad white working class folks at y'all. What y'all going to do?
Well, I believe what's going to happen is what they're going to find, and what people are going to find is that people are ineffectively covered today, Roland, and I think that's the big problem. I think what people are going to find is that their health insurance premiums are actually going to go down. You know, these CBO reports are oftentimes inaccurate. They're ineffective. They were when they scored Obamacare as well.
And so the deductibles are going to go up.
Dr. Rob,
the deductibles are going to go up.
Right, Dr. Robin?
The deductibles are going to... the deductibles are going to be so high. You need insurance for your deductible,
and not getting any help from the federal government.
Well, actually, I think what you're going to see is that premiums in the first year are going down, but then they say we're going to go up, but then they say premiums are going to go down because it's going to take a year or two to correct. Then what you're going to find is also there's going to be insurance competition across state lines, which is going to lower the price of it. And so people are going to find that their insurance is going to be less and their premiums are going to be less and their deductibles are going to be less.
Except there's a problem with...
That's what's going to have to happen. I mean, that's what's going to happen with this bill over time.
But Congresswoman Demings, there's a problem with what Dr. Robin just said, because right now there are 3 states that allow for cross-state insurance, and guess what? They don't have it because it takes so much money for an insurance company to set up a network in a new state.
Right now, any state could do that. But you're absolutely correct. In order to set up that network of hospitals, doctors, providers, it's very costly and very difficult to do. This plan is not a good thing, and you can try to cut it any way you want to. It's amazing how the CBO report, when it comes out in favor of the other side, it's okay, but now suddenly it's flawed.
Well, in fact, in the exact same report right now, in the same report, they said the deficit will go down by 300 plus billion. They say that's good. They like that part, but not the other part. But it's the same report. So you like that part of the report. That's right. Not the other part of the report. So which is it? Is the report good or bad?
And you cannot get around the fact.
Robin, hold on. I'm gonna come to you. Go ahead.
24 million people would lose coverage. Premiums will go up. Seniors, disabled, children will be adversely affected under this new plan.
So, Dr. Robin, what about that? Okay, so you like a part of the plan and not the other plan? Bro, you can't have it both ways.
Well, no. What I would say that a lot of those folks are not covered today. People who are on Medicaid and people who are on Obamacare insurance are not covered today. When you have a $10,000 deductible, those folks effectively do not have insurance. They have insurance on paper only. But as a physician, I can say that those folks do not have the adequate care and coverage that they need.
So I got to ask you, Dr. Robin, according to the CBO report, Tom, this is what it says, that they're going to get rid of the government subsidy and say, oh, here's a tax credit. But if the government subsidy right now provides for $13,000 and the tax credit is going to only provide $4,000, Robin, where are you going to find the $9 grand?
Good question.
Well, what you're going to do is there's going to be expanded Medicaid to block grants that are going to go to the states where the states can control it. And so the states know what they need for their people.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Dr. Robin, I got to interrupt you. Did you just say expanded block grants? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Block grants down to the states.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
The states know what they need.
Robin, correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
Didn't South Carolina decline Medicaid expansion?
Let's talk about
Didn't North Carolina decline Medicaid expansion? Didn't Florida decline Medicaid expansion? Didn't Texas decline Medicaid expansion? So you're telling me they all declined Medicaid expansion before? Now they're going to accept it?
Well, Texas did as well. It's not being expanded now. Medicaid has been a program long before Obamacare. And so what is happening now is the federal government would issue Medicaid in block grants as opposed to having the federal government force states to do what they want them to do.
That's not expansion?
Wow.
That's not expansion. It's going to go to states in block grants. Medicaid has been around for a long time.
We know.
Texas has Medicaid, and Texas has had Medicaid, and will continue to have Medicaid. We did not expand it under Obamacare.
Congresswoman Demings.
What's really so sad about that is in the state of Florida, almost 1 million people could be covered and are not because our governor, playing political games, refused to expand Medicaid. Now, do we really believe that he's going to take a block grant and who knows what that amount of money will be and divvy it up and still cover those people? That makes no sense to me.
And fully cover? Because that gap is just going to get wider.
Well, I can tell you what is going to happen is insurance is going to be less expensive for people. People are going to buy adequate insurance. Folks, people are not being covered adequately by Medicaid today. As a physician, I know that. People aren't getting the coverage that they need with Medicaid. People aren't getting the coverage that they need with Obamacare insurance. It's just not happening today. That's why we're having this conversation. I would have loved to have been able to come back and say people are adequately covered, but they're not.
All I know is this here, Tom, it's some mad, broke white people right now. And trust me, when you have the 2018 midterms, they going to give these Republicans hell. So you know what? Us black folks, we just going to move out the way, let them go ahead and fight this thing out.
Well, apparently not all of us black folks.
Well, it's that's what's going on. But right now, the conservatives in Congress are not happy at all. So now they fighting this thing out. So we'll see what happens. Robin, thanks. Dr. Robin, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Congresswoman Val Demings, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.